lot easier to control that plane flying overhead than for all of us to assemble and gather at the best hour. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending our 115th commencement exercises. We very much appreciate your presence. Trust you enjoy the afternoon, and as the sun sets, find picture taking to be ideal. If there's a dramatic need for water or some kind of help, we have people here. Miguel is a name, it's like a password, and he'll help you out with whatever you might require. Okay, so that, by the way, that particular piece is done by the digital music class in Jordan Drew, and that's all electronic, and that's from digital music, and I just wanted to mention that to you. We got our national anthem to be sung by Jessica Silva, and if you could stand, appreciate that.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. O'er the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We'll ask for the invocation. It's Cantor David Rosen. His family will be joining the kindergarten in September. So Cantor Rosen, please.
This is a short tale adopted by an author and Hasidic master, Seymour Rosso. In a small town there lived a very wise scholar. In the same town there was a young student who was jealous of the master. He thought to himself, I am as smart as the old man. The student thought of a clever plan. He caught a small bird and brought it before the master, holding it between his two hands so that it could not be seen. Master, the student said, I have a question that you cannot answer. Between my hands I am holding a tiny bird. Tell me, old wise one, is the bird alive or dead? For a while the master thought there. He sat deep in thought. My son, he said, in your hand you are holding a life. Choose well what you do with it. In life, each of us has many choices. And as each of you embark on your next journey and you encounter many different paths, it is my hope and my prayer that you continue to pursue truth, justice, and peace through your studies, your future professions, and your various endeavors. May the one who makes peace in heavens grant peace to us and all who live on earth, and let us say together, Amen. Ose shalom bimromav uyase shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam ve'imeru amen.
Thank you, Cantor. Thank you very much. Where we're all sitting is done by the grace of many people. And one was the gentleman who pushed forward with our board to develop Field of Dreams. And some of you, if you came late, you're going to sit under the hockey net, right? But what a great thing for the school to have those hockey nets. And John Ventresca and his family have been attached to Thornton Donovan School for a good number of years. And he's going to give a message, and he's going to talk a little about his engagement and our exercises. Let's welcome John Ventresca, please.
Thank you, Doug. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my honor to welcome you to the Thornton Donovan School commencement ceremony. To our graduates, congratulations. You've completed an extraordinary education that's prepared you well to succeed in the future. Graduation is a time of completion. It's a time to reflect upon and celebrate your accomplishments. These accomplishments wouldn't be possible without TD's most valuable assets, which is our faculty and our staff. So please join me in a round of applause to thank them for all of their hard work. Thank you. Next, I'd like to thank you, the parents, the families, the extended TD family, for all the love and support that you've shown us over the years. Graduates, please join me in providing a round of applause for your parents and your family. So graduation is also the gateway to your future journeys, your future possibilities. TD's mantra, dare to be wise. Go forth with the knowledge that you have received, the knowledge that you have acquired, the experiences that you've shared. Okay, continue to build upon that learning. Okay, enrich the world and live the life of your dreams. Once again, congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Okay. Many times at commencements, superlatives flow quite freely. Yeah, I'll pause in a second here. And the Uber word, great exaggeration. We received a Medcel, Finelli family, grandparents, and we're delighted to bring such an articulate spokesperson to the dais to express her 13 years of dedicated service. Ali Finelli.
Thanks, Doug. Oh, gosh. Thanks to Doug, Emery. This has been our second home, and we've been very, very welcome. Faculty have become like brothers and sisters almost to us, so thank you all. Many of you, we've traveled everywhere together, a lot of places together. The board, many of my good friends, and we're certainly going to miss TD. We're on a new journey now, new venture, and we only live about a quarter of a mile away, so I'm sure we'll be visiting many times, and I'll be called upon to help out when needed. When Michael was finishing kindergarten, I was approached by the previous president of the board of parents to take over. She said, "You're going to be one of two people we are bringing on board." And I said, "Well, what do I say? Sure, why? Yeah, sure, why?" Well, there was only ever me and a group of countless others who collectively we've done unbelievable things, from little juice and cookies after school to fundraisers and to boot. So yes, sure, I was the one sending the emails, but at all sorts of hours. And But it really takes a whole group of us to put it all together, and we do it all for the kids, our children, grandchildren, aunts and uncles. We do it, and everything that we've accomplished goes right back to the school. It creates community, it creates a sense of belonging and love. So we're very grateful for help from everybody, and I just urge you and plead with everybody to be supportive with the group that's going to be stepping up and coming forward next year to maybe continue the same things that we've done. Hopefully they'll have new things, and all will be wonderful. Then I can move on and feel good about moving on. So congrats to the graduates. Michael, John, Stephanie, yay, lifers, and everybody. Half of these kids are like my own kids. They adopt me so they can go to breakfast with me, breakfast and muffins with mom. So I've adopted half of them. Thanks to the faculty, the board, and all the friends and parents. Some I don't know very well, but some I know very, very well. And thank you, congratulations, happy summer, and roll on TD.
So when you're with the school for an extended time, you meet many fascinating people. Most of them in my life, the closest relationships are with teachers. And I can tell you that the gentleman you're going to hear from taught English with brilliance and charm, with charisma, and with grace. And of course, he doesn't believe any of that himself. But he is a distinguished gentleman in every sense of the word. He could do a lot of different things, and it broke his heart to leave teaching. When he was here, one day he came to speak and spoke to students about his calling and broke into tears talking about his dad. So Mike Derry just seemed to be a very obvious person to come and address us. There's nothing he can't run. He's very, very efficient, very, very attractive to look at. And if you talk to him, ladies, he will charm you and get you down to that juke bar, 13th Street, Manhattan. I'm fascinated to hear what Mike is going to say. He's an athlete. He used to play b-ball here. He had a little trouble going to his left, but he tried. And you know, he did some coaching here too, and stayed long after the bells rang, always as a volunteer, doing the efforts that make kids remember him. And I assure you, when you were during the Derry years, if you look at the 2004 yearbook with Michael Finelli and with Stephanie and with, of course, John Ventresca, they're right in the same picture with Mike Derry. Mike, want to come up and give us your thoughts, please?
Thank you very much, Doug. It was 10 years ago since I'd left the school teaching, and it was a very sad day for me. And I was standing up on the stairs that day, thinking about the short time that I had here. It was 4 years of teaching, and Doug brought me up and said, say a few words to say goodbye. And I choked back something. I was kind of tearing up, and I didn't know exactly what I was going to say or try to say, and I stumbled out something about how the school gets into you or something to that effect. And it didn't really make sense to anybody but me. And thinking about it now, as I get a chance to come back 10 years later and see the TD family, see some of the parents that I know, there's a few of these students that were here when I was here and a bunch of new ones. And I realize that it's the connection that you get to this school that you cannot put into words. It doesn't happen anywhere else. It's a very seldom that there's a place this special. The intimacy of the teacher and student relationships and the camaraderie of the faculty, and then all led by Doug. It's a really special place, and we should be really proud that our kids got to go through this. And I think I'd like to just thank Doug for bringing me back right now to validate that connection that I have and reaffirm that I am really a part of this family, because I'm really proud of it. So thank you, Doug. Can I take this out? I'm not going to. The reason I took this out is because I want to speak to you. I'd love to speak to everybody, but I was hoping you guys would be in the front, so I wouldn't have to do this and turn my back to people. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story, and that's what I love about teaching English is you get to tell stories, and it's all about stories. And when Doug invited me, it was kind of an odd thing because I said, what am I going to say? He wrote me down as former English teacher and entrepreneur. And entrepreneur, how do I get across saying to a bunch of high school students that I own a bar?
That was my problem.
Is that appropriate? And what am I going to say? Hey, when you're 21, come to my bar, see me. You know. So I thought I got to do something a little bit more appropriate. So I'm going to talk about a time that I had an excellent lesson where the tables were turned and a student at our school taught me a lesson. And the lesson is about regret. And I'm going to hopefully finish this off well if my words come out right. But I'm sitting in the classroom and somehow the theme of regret had come into play. It was a middle school class. They were 7th graders, 6th graders. I don't even know who it was. I don't quite remember it, but I remember what I walked away with. One of the students said to me, Mr. Derry, what have you regretted doing? What happened in your life that you regretted? It took me a second to think about it because up until this point, I was pretty happy with things that I'd done. And then I came up with an idea. Oh, I remember something that I do regret. And I thought back to when I was 22 years old and I was going to college. I went to college on the east coast of Canada. Rainy, dark, awful winters. I was putting myself through college. So I was bartending, that's where I got the bar bug. And it was about February, mid-February, and I was taking one class of bartending. And my girlfriend of 4 years dumps me right in the afternoon, right in the middle of everybody, for a guy on the rugby team. I used to like rugby. So I'm sad and it's raining and I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna do? I'm walking downtown Victoria and the rain's coming down on me, and then out of nowhere, a beacon of light. There's a travel agency, and travel agencies where you used to book vacations before the internet. And it's got pictures of Hawaii, Mexico, and Italy. Oh my God, I walked in there, forget it, I'm out of here. And I walk in, I talk to the travel agent, and I said, do you got any cheap deals? And she goes, you got a passport? I go, I do. She goes, if you give me $200, I can get you down to Tahiti tomorrow with a 6-week open ticket. Next day, I'm on a flight to Tahiti. I meet some beautiful Tahitians, and I meet this guy from California who's going to Bora Bora, and we go get on a boat to Bora Bora, and we ended up working on a parasailing boat, and we climbed volcanoes, and I got to dive with sharks, and it was the best 6 weeks of my life, and I thought, this is great. Forget rugby, so this is fantastic. Where's the part where we get to the regret? Well, it's 6 weeks, it's up. It's time to go. I go to the airport and I book my flight for the following night, and I go back to the beach where I was staying at that night for my final night in Tahiti. And when I pull up to the beach, and we're all camping on the beach, we had no money. I look out into the water, and moored out there is this 50 to 60 foot yacht. Sailboat is beautiful, and I thought, wow, that looks cool. And it turns out that the people that were on the yacht had come to shore, and they were traveling around the world, and they all wanted to spend a night on the beach. They'd been tired of being on the boat, and we got to meet them all, and it was a really eclectic group of people from all over the world. I met a couple guys from Denmark that told these really strange jokes. There was a guy from Australia that was playing the guitar, and he taught us these, dirty pub songs. And there's another guy from France who had his daughter there, who was a little bit older than me, a little cute. And things were going well, and I ended up having the fantastic night. It was just a perfect night. We sung songs, we told jokes, it was full of laughter. And I thought, what a great way to finish it. I got to go back to Canada now in the cold and the rain, and what a great way to finish it. And the next day, I woke up and I started packing up my stuff. And I ran into them again, and they were getting ready to go back on the boat and leave. And one of them says, hey Mike, we're going to Fiji. Do you want to come? Join us. And immediately I immediately did this. I went, nah, I got to get back to work. I got to go back to school, Canada. Never even crossed my mind to go. See where the regret's coming in? So as they get on the boat, I start to get this feeling like, wait, maybe I should, well, no, I got to get going. So I watch them go out. They climb on the boat. I pack up my stuff. I see them all climbing around, and finally they pull up the anchor, and I look over, and they're waving, so I wave back. And this part is right out of the movie. The cute one, the French one, ponytail flowing in the breeze, comes over to the rail, and she waves at me, and I wave back, and there had been nothing going on up to this point, and then she does it. And I went, oh, I screwed up. So now take me back to the winter house where I'm standing in front of all these middle school students, and they're kind of making fun of me except for one person. I can't remember who it was, and he gave me this life lesson. He really put things in perspective for me. I think it was Schwartz. I'm not sure it was. But and he looks at me very strangely, and I go, what is it? What is it you want to say? I go, it was a little bit of regret. He goes, what do you want to say? He looks at me and goes, you're an idiot. Yeah, I am, because when you think about it, what did I have to lose? My job at a bar. I went back to some rainy town, and I could have been on this adventure writing a new story, a new chapter in my book. That I could be telling you now. I went into Fiji, and who knows where that would have led. So you guys understand the theme of what I'm trying to say. It's pretty straightforward. So what I want to say to you right now is you guys are finishing the first phase of your life. It's the educational one. It's the one where you guys hone all your tools that make you successful in life. I know that you think math class is probably redundant, and I know that the man of honor today might disagree. You might think he is room 345 is a mathematical torture chamber that you're never going to use. But he was retraining your brain to think in different ways, to solve problems in different ways. So it's not about the math, it's about how your brain is going to work. And getting all these language classes that you got at TD, there's nothing more powerful than communication. And if you can communicate well in different languages, you're set. You guys are you're gonna blow life away. Everything that you've done here is all leading up to this one point today. And this phase ends today. You're going into the next one. So what are you gonna do? When that opportunity arises, don't blow it. Get on the boat. Get on the damn boat. It's that easy. Because you're going to have fun, you're going to explore the world, you're going to have adventure, and you're going to find out who you are, and it's going to make life easier. Don't live with regret. And regret is not about the things that you did. It's about the things that you didn't do. Get on the boat. So, thank you very much for listening to my ramblings. I hope it made sense to you. I want to congratulate you. This is an incredible accomplishment to get through this far, and I really wish you the best of luck in the years to come, and I really do hope that you do come and see me sometime. Again, Monsignor, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I really appreciate it. So congratulations, class of 2016.
So on behalf of TD, we'd like to present you a reward, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to read what's on the plaque here for Mike. For leaving behind so many memories and creating so much good while at Thornton Donovan School. A family man with a Spartan and Athenian-like attitude, one of the few who can dribble to his left, who can chug down more Guinness in 1 hour than the best of all of the Irish in all the world, and Molson is his second favorite beer. Thank you very much.
Program and notes, we're going to move to the awards, or if you can join me in applause when the individuals are so recognized. Our best lower school student, I'm going to ask Virginia Keating to come forward and present the award to William Ohms. William? You look like a young Derek. And as a simulcast, if Isabel Graziano could come forward for academic excellence in the middle school. Isabella. And then I'll present the award for grades 9 through 12. It's traditional. It's Stephanie Rizik, graduating senior. And then for exemplary qualities in the lower school, it's Zoe Frasca. Zoe, are you on the campus? Zoe? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, people. Congratulations to everybody. In the middle school, Antonia Rufer, best English student, and grades 9 through 12, Stephanie Rizik. Ladies. Okay. In French, Marie de Gramont, and then in the upper school, Rayon Ba. Yeah, okay, I can do it. Yes, please. Did I? Yep. And then in Spanish, Jordan Malik and the other de Gramont. Joanna, please. Maybe you can, but Jordan is behind me somewhere, right? Okay, thank you. In Italian, Madeline Brammel, middle school, upper school, Gavin Tomlinson. Mr. Wendell, you here? All right, got it. Turn around. In Latin, we've got Joshua Jones and Rayon Ba. In Latin, if Dr. Cornell with the microphone, he would tell you that Rayon has competed within the city of New York against many other people who have established great records and great scores, and I believe came out second at a meet at Columbia University. So, thank you. Thank you. In Russian, please, Tangazu. Congratulations. In Greek, John Ventresca. Thank you, Emery. In German, Janine Perron. While she's making her way up in math, we've got Sophia Vargas and Gavin Tomlinson. And while that's taking place in science, Madeline Brammel and Marco Mangiera. In social science and social studies, Mabel Tacona and Michael Finelli. In art, middle school, Isabella Graziano and Marius Fuzzi for grades 9 through 12. And in architecture, Diali Tacona, please.
That's my sister.
The art of myth, Quincy Campbell, please. Quincy. award. There are two of them. It's Grace Kretschmann Middle School, Jessica Silva in the upper school. These awards are just a tiny bit more significant, we think. And with Anne Marie in her hand are the Oscars. Delivered belatedly, the ceremony took place, but these were available. The voices of TD. Okay, TD's Miss Broadway and TD's voice. Okay. Sinatra film and Sinatra in film, Romy D'Annunzio. Yes. The next award, forgive us, Holy Cannoli. And the recipient in our Italian cooking course, Isabella Graziano. In English proficiency, Lou Quinn, please. Lou Quinn, come a long way with ESL. She is receiving it as I speak. Our Art History Award to Nicole Myers, please. Entrepreneurship, Xavier Rogers, please. For technological competence, broadcasting and podcasting. Not that any of you know exactly what that all means, but our young man, Andrew Bresner, does. Andrew. Come on up, Andrew. And I'm going to ask Mr. Goodman to present that to you, Andrew, please. Okay, we go to the Magellan Award. This is presented to a student who travels with the school, not only with enthusiasm and grace, but extends courtesy, leadership, and practices the best of TD pushes, which of course is diplomatic skills. Her name is Solana Galliano, and Solana distinguished herself in so many different ways on all three trips. Late entrances always gain more attention, Solana. Okay, but it wasn't a late entrance. So this is your Oscar on behalf of the school. We've enjoyed your company in Chicago, South Bend, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. It stayed there. And our last two, Miami and Cuba. Okay, congratulations. We're going to go back to the Board of Trustees Award for exemplary qualities and effort in the young student and young adult in the middle and upper schools. And middle school, Rosie Kudlowitz. Rosie, behind me, please. And of course, in the upper school, there can't be anybody else, Jordan Campbell. Okay, we're going to flip back to middle school social studies, and that is Mabel Tacona. Mabel? Our 8th grade message will be delivered by Isabella Graziano, lives in New Rochelle, has flirted with TD, moved from TD and separated and then remarried. So we're delighted that she's back in our fold. We're delighted also to have the Graziano family a part of everything we do. And let's just make her feel comfortable. A little applause, all right?
Hello everyone, and thank you all for coming. I'm Isabella Graziano, and today I'm graduating 8th grade. I remember first walking into this school, and I suddenly felt at home. The TD community creates such a welcoming environment and offers so many fantastic opportunities that you cannot find anywhere else. Chances to travel to places you may have not had the chance to see before. Discover a new country every year. And for the 8th graders and high schoolers, we get to travel on glory days with the chance to find our future colleges. Each year, the thematic courses change according to the regions we are traveling to. This offers an opportunity to learn about new places, even if you are unable to travel with the school that year. Each new school year is a new adventure, and now it's our turn to continue our adventure onto high school. We have all grown so much from our experiences here at TD, and our journey continues to new countries and new adventures, new chances to learn about the world. Remember, change can be frightening, but great things will come from it. Dare to be different and dare to be heard. Strive to do your best and don't be afraid to be you. Nobody is perfect, but you all are special. Whether you are continuing onto high school or taking the big step onto college, we will never forget the amazing opportunities and experiences that TD gave to us. Each one of you has added something unique to the school. For those of you who are leaving to college and opening up the next chapter in your life, we send you our best wishes. Congratulations to the 8th grade graduates and class of 2016.
This is of course, as the 8th grade graduate. The beauty of this, Ernesto, is at night it turns blue. And Ernesto is an electrician, and if you stay here around 8 o'clock, you'll understand. Congratulations. Congratulations. The 2016 valedictorian, Stephanie Rizzo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, friends, family, and faculty, to Thornton Donovan's commencement, honoring the accomplishments of the 2 graduating classes of 2016. Graduation is a time to celebrate the future, but I would like to start off by looking to the past. I started my journey here at TD 13 years ago as a carefree child entering kindergarten. When I think back to those years, I recall many happy memories of Miss Terrell, my kindergarten teacher, competing with John to complete as many handwriting sheets as possible, and performing the White Buffalo Rain Dance. Sadly, we were not experienced enough yet and failed to make it rain, but we tried. I never imagined that these seemingly insignificant events would affect me, but these little instances are what made my time at TD so meaningful. I remember Miss Colangelo's gingerbread man, Gingy, reenacting the life of Abraham Lincoln with Michael as the starring role of Abraham Lincoln. In 2nd grade, while John and Michael played chess by the conventional rules, Ashley and I were more interested in our chess pieces having tea parties. But I promise, we did learn a lot in school, but these are just the little memories that good to remember. I could go on and on reminiscing about these happy times. But the commonality in all these memories is the constant presence of a supportive environment that I could always rely on. I'm very grateful for all the teachers' patience, knowledge, and understanding of young minds, but I'm most thankful for their kindness. Not every student gets to know each teacher and classmate on a personal level. With such an intimate, personable environment, I was able to grow as a person and make connections that I know will last a lifetime. My experiences here have shaped me as an individual and provided me with an innumerable amount of opportunities. Without the resources provided by Mr. Fleming and the school, I never would have traveled as extensively as I have been fortunate enough to. My travels took me to places like Portugal, South Korea, Ireland, Japan, Russia, Italy, France, and New Zealand. That's quite a lot, I know. And these travels have made me more globally aware individual, interested in the various cultures and points of view found throughout the world. Experiencing the hard-working mindset of people in South Korea, the hospitality of Italians, the respect of the Japanese, and the genuine kindness of the Kiwis have influenced how I see the world and my respect for different cultures. Besides all these spectacular opportunities abroad, TD also has a great faculty. Because I have been at the school for such a long time, I've had the chance to take classes with most of the teachers here. These teachers are what make TD a living community, so I'd like to start with thanking Ms. Vicenten. I've been taking classes here with you since the 6th grade. You're one of the kindest, most genuine people I've ever met, and I appreciate all your dedication in teaching me the Russian language. Dr. Helg, I really enjoyed all the classes I have taken with you, even Physics B, when I was ready to boycott all electricity. Okay, here's a little physics joke here, so please excuse the corniness of it. Like a charged capacitor, you have given me the potential to make a difference. Mr. Goodman, I am convinced that you can be responsible for the resurgence of the cowbell and triangle in modern day music. I've had the opportunity to play these two very important instruments at various arts houses, and I'm very proud to say my cowbell skills have improved sevenfold. I've had a lot of fun in your classes and performing at arts houses. Thank you. Okay, Miss Light. Besides being my English teacher, I had the chance to travel with you to Japan. I enjoyed all our cultural and culinary adventures, especially those involving green tea ice cream. And Miss Anne Marie, I'm definitely going to miss our morning chats and delivering the morning memo for you. It's hard to believe that I've known you the majority of my life, and thank you so much for all the good years. And finally, Mr. Fleming, thank you for your dedication to the school and making global studies an essential part of TD. I would not be the person I am without these studies. Thank you. In summation, the word that comes to mind when asked about my feelings for TD would be grateful. Grateful for the kind teachers who have guided my education and imparted their knowledge to me. Grateful for the global perspective gained through travels and teachings. Grateful for all the fond memories I made in my 13 years here. And most of all, grateful for all the wonderful people I met along the way. Congratulations to all the graduates of 2016. Hope your lives are full of many things to be grateful for.
Number one, Stephanie, this is for you, 2016. We're very proud of you. Your command of the English language, beautifully done. Thank you. Jane, is your sister here? I've been waiting to see her. Jane, I would like to speak as the international speaker, please. Okay. Jane is from South Korea, and we're waiting for you. Once you introduce your sister. Why not? Mom and Dad are not here, right?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Jane Yu, Youngji Yu, and yeah, my sister is here. That's my family. Good afternoon. First off, I would like to say congratulations to the class of 2016. We have all worked hard for today, and we will forever remember this day and our time at TD. Also, thank you for coming to celebrate the graduates of TD's 2016 graduates. I vividly remember visiting TD about 4 years ago with my Aunt Nancy and imagining what it would be like to attend the school here and make new friends. I still remember my first day of school when I spoke to some of you for the very first time. So many of you have become wonderful friends and important in my life. These years have slipped by so quickly, and the day we have all worked hard for has arrived. I've learned a lot at TD, but the most important things I've learned are the things you have taught me. We may not specifically remember how we influenced each other, but we have all touched one another in so many ways. Those special moments may be hard to pinpoint at this moment, but what we have gained as students and friends is easy to see. Life is filled with transitions and full of change, and we are going through a very big change today. We are all heading in different directions into the world as individuals. While it makes me sad to think about all of us going our separate ways, we have shared so many good memories in our class. And I believe that we are reunited in our determination to reach our goals. The past few years have made us more than friends in many cases, and for that reason, I hope we will make every effort to come together once in a while in future years to celebrate the bonds that we have created here. Congratulations again to the graduates of 2016. I hope all of you have the best evening ever. Thank you.
Bear in mind now, this is a youngster who came with very, very little English, but great cognitive ability and great skills. So for those who've worked with you in the English language, I think they are to be commended. Here's your International Speaker Certificate. We're very proud to have been a part of your experience. We'll chat about you a little later. Thank you, James. We're going to ask various teachers to help present diplomas. We're going to go with the 8th grade first, and that's another young gentleman from South Korea, ironically. Brian Bian, and also called Brian William, Brian by us as an informal way for him to feel more at home in America. And we're going to introduce you, we don't need to really introduce you to Mr. Schlitten. Mr. Schlitten turns his field into an outdoor gymnasium and has rugby, by the way, Mike Derry, in full swing, and soccer, and so many other kinds of physical activities. And I'm sure all of you want to applaud Steve Schlitten, new dad, and third generation. His mom is flashing away back there, but we're delighted to have the good work that Stephen has been doing, because it's totally enhanced our program. And as a graduate, we're proud of him for taking the initiative to push that forward. So Steve, could you come on up, please? You already began.
I had a speech written, and I decided to toss it out because a former teacher of mine, Mike Derry, talked about regret. And before I talk about that, I want to thank you for making my life a little harder. My 7 rugby players all smirked at me when you talked about going to college and breaking hearts, and they all smirked and pointed at me. So we'll have some heartbreakers over there. But Brian is a rugby player, but that's not what I want to talk to you about. Brian will without a doubt live without regret. Brian is one of those young men that gives 100%. He pushes himself, he pushes others. And even with helicopters coming, you can hear about how amazing a young man he is. Brian is one of the kindest, most pleasant, most eager young men I have ever met, both on the pitch and in the classroom. He's the type of young man that has 12th graders hanging out with him, has 8th graders rallying around him, and even gives a high five to 1st graders and 2nd graders. His teachers respect him, I respect him, and I look forward to seeing with the next 4 years that he gets the opportunity to maximize all his potential. Because when this young man hits his stride, the world hasn't seen anything yet. So I wish him all the best, Brian.
Okay, Virginia Keating is going to present the diploma next to Alex Kuzi.
Alex has stayed true to himself. He never let his enthusiasm for school interfere with his social life. Alex is a student who, if I would permit him to discuss horror films, one of my passions, would speak nonstop. Ask him a question about science or social studies, and the cat had his tongue. I truly enjoyed having Alex as a student. His humor, his dry sense of wit, always to my chagrin, made me chuckle. Alex has one of the biggest hearts of a student I know, and when he smiles, you cannot stay mad at him. Right, Mom? Right. Alex, may you find that passion for learning and run with it. Best of luck.
right, so Maya Dominguez, please. Maya's family has been working with the school for 2 years now. And in my travels over to Ridge Hill, I'm having dinner one night, and I see this really beautiful girl. And regretfully, it wasn't Maya. It was her sister. And then I go to the prom, and I see this kid adorned in a way that everybody would say, wow, wowee, huh? So we've got real pulchritude here. And I know Maya she can dance with the best of them, and she can make those moves that are very, very special. She's done a good amount of hard work in school and in her classroom, and continues to climb up the hill. But if you ain't climbing, you don't need a hill. So thank you, Maya. My best to your dad, my best to your mom, and hope to see you at the marina, right? You got to go to the marina for dinner. It's right under the Dyken Bridge there. Okay, best wishes. Thank you. Okay, our English gentleman, the Bard. Okay, come on up, Andrew. Andrew is going to talk about Timmy Goldsmith.
All right, on your way up, Mr. Goldsmith, tell me what the difference between a transitive and intransitive verb is.
I cannot.
No, I'm just joking. He absolutely abhors grammar. But this boy has such a good heart. His humanity is what's always stood out to me. His empathy, the way he treats his classmates. It's a quality that I wish more kids his age had. It's a quality I wish older students had. It's a quality I wish more humans had. And it's okay that he doesn't like grammar. It's completely fine because he's a phenomenal poet. He is the master of imagery. And I want to wish you congratulations today because it's a special day. You worked really hard for this, and I'm so proud of you.
Isabella Graziano, please. All right. Where are you, darling? Okay, thank you. Our number one, right, 8th grade graduate, always a shade lower with her grades than Stephanie Rizek, who has like a 98.98 average. So we're going to cut it short so you can get your summer reading underway. But very proud of your effort. Social grace. In the morning we see all kinds of interaction, and always a good diplomat for the school. Always knows what to say, incredibly polite. You've heard her speak, incredibly poised, extremely pleasant. And we're really delighted that you're coming into grade 9. I know you've got a future that's very, very bright. I know you can accelerate that future. I look forward to working with you to move faster. Thank you, Isabella, for all the good work you've done. We may not have said where those little baskets are from. It's for the parent-teacher partnership. Okay, that's good. All right, if you could now, Mrs. Puglisi will give the diploma to Camille Harris in grade 8.
Camille is in my Italian 1 class, which is held first thing in the morning. So hopefully we all got a jump start when we all met. Camille, I'd like to say first and foremost that I am so very happy that you returned to TD and took my Italian class. For me, a good student is one who is diligent, thorough, has a desire to learn, and strong work ethic. You embody all of these qualities. You also have a wonderful disposition, a warm smile. You are always respectful, and you truly are kind and compassionate. I see it in the way you deal with everyone. You helped make it a pleasure to come to class each morning. I wish you the very best. I know that you will continue to succeed here and throughout your life. Everybody's very proud of you. Congratulations.
Okay, Ms. Coffin is going to present the diploma to Rose Kotlowitz.
Hi. In my history class, Rosie often is very quiet and reserved. It's almost like she's flying under the radar. But when you read her test questions or when she gives a PowerPoint, then everybody, like E.F. Hutton, is tuning in. I may be dating myself on that one, but you do listen very carefully because she packs a punch. She's strategic, and she chooses her words very carefully, and she's also concise. I need to take a page out of her book in terms of brevity. But I also wanted to call attention to something else. Last year, I was her homeroom teacher, and it was the end of the year, and people were preparing for finals, and also planning for their summer. Not Rosie. Rosie thought of others, not herself. She put together almost single-handedly a food drive for those in need. Usually people only think about this around the holidays, but not Rosie. So not only does she have a keen mind, but she also has a huge heart. Thank you, Rosie.
Okay. Alan Goodman is going to present the 8th grade diploma to Grace Kelly Gretzman.
Hello. So, I hear this question. Can I sing for you? And that's not an entirely unusual question posed to the music teacher by a smiling 7th grader. So I say, sure, and I settle back in my chair because I'm still in discovery mode trying to figure out just what I got to work with here. 3 minutes later, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I got to work with here. Very, very cool. So I've since learned that who I get to work with and who I have the privilege of teaching is so much more than the voice I heard that first day. Talent is nothing if it's not served, and served modestly and honestly, and Grace Kelly serves her talent by her exemplary citizenship and kindness and tolerance. She's not only accepted the somewhat crazy and wacky arrangements of songs we've done with the class, but she completely embraces them and gets everyone else to buy into them too. And you know what? The songs usually work. And that's a credit to Grace and her positive approach to music, as well as her belief in the old adage that the show must go on. No matter what's going on, the show must go on. And so the show does go on. You're off to 9th grade, Grace. I've seen you in a lot of roles in the last 2 years. I've been to a lot of your plays and performances, and I've gotten a view of you from outside the Thornton Donovan lens. And I've been on stage with you and played while you sang. And through all of that, I still hear the girl with a question. Can I sing for you? The answer is, of course you can. You can sing for all of us, and I hope you continue to do so. Congratulations.
All right, Griffel Boy is going to present the 8th grade diploma to Callum McPhee. Eric Griffin, Callum McPhee.
I met Callum a couple years ago when I had him in the 6th grade homeroom, and at that point we knew that Callum was going to live an interactive life. Okay, I had him this year for history. He's taller now. He's also very interested in history. Okay, and we had a pretty good year, and he and I interacted quite nicely most of the time. And I'm looking forward, now that Callum is going on to high school, I'm looking forward to more history classes. I'm also looking forward to the day you wear that tight, because then you'll be better. Anyway, this is the passport to next year. Congratulations, and hopefully I'll be seeing you next year.
right, Jordan, Tyler, Malik, the same. Mr. Griffin will be the presenter.
He joined us this year. I had him in my Cuban history class. When you teach the class about the place you're going, and some of the students go along with you to that place, you hope that they're going to make you proud when the guides start asking questions. This gentleman did an incredibly good job this year of making me look good. Okay? I'm looking forward, again, to seeing you in new history classes in the years to come. I'll also be making room for more questions, of course. And I think you did a really good job this year. I hope that's what we're going to be seeing from you. I really think you've got a lot of talent and history. And so here's your diploma. Congratulations. We will see you next year.
All right, we've got Don Johnson now. Don Johnson's going to present Kristen Naran with her 8th grade certificate.
Well, congratulations, Kristen, and it's a pleasure to say a few words about you. Kristen has been one of my top math students, that's for sure. But what really impresses me is the fact that she really wants to learn the material. She wants to always do the best, the very best that she can, and she always seems to, I think. And she's aside even from her academic prowess, she's really a delightful young lady. She's got a great smile when she's not too nervous. Really a nice personality, a great young lady. I understand that you won't be with us next year. That makes me very sad, but I am very confident that wherever you go, you will succeed wonderfully. Congratulations.
Okay, Almira Dubassi is going to speak a little bit about Thomas Bennett and present him his 8th grade diploma. Tom?
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Thomas. Congratulations to your mom and dad. And I'd like to say a few words about your achievement. I have seen you and I have enjoyed, and I'm sure not just me, but all of us, your beautiful interpretations in piano. You've made us all happy, and with your great talent. I have seen you enjoying all the wonders that the trips that TD offered. Then I've seen you enjoy all you have seen, the buildings and art, and I believe this is the reason that you joined the architecture class in such a young age. It's a high school class, and you were able to appreciate more architecture. And I think all this could take a special place in your future. And I wish you all the best, and I wish you to pursue your dream and to keep playing that beautiful melody. Congratulations.
All right, Ms. Keating, could you talk about Antonia Rufa, please, and present her with the diploma.
I have the great honor of presenting Antonia her 8th grade diploma. I was her 5th grade teacher, where each day she would come in giggling and with a bright smile. Usually Camille and Antonia would be discussing the latest scandal that included One Direction. The year that I had them, one of them, and I can't for the life of me remember his name, left the band. It was a crisis. I usually would get the eye roll like, how could I possibly understand? While I was her teacher, we read the novel Across 5 Aprils, written by Irene Hunt. Antonia's love and enthusiasm for this book was one that a teacher dreams of. One of my favorite memories is when, after reading the novel, the class and I viewed the film in which she angrily stated that the main character, Jethro, looked nothing like the character playing him. Antonia has a huge heart and is always willing to help those in need, which is not surprising considering the wonderful family she comes from. I have been fortunate to have taught both her brother and her sister. Antonia, I hope you never lose your enthusiasm for learning. Good luck.
Okay, Mabel Tacona, please. Okay, LaGuardia at Penn State, coming back tomorrow. In any case, it's been a lot of fun having Mabel in the school. One of my favorite, actually, I think perhaps the favorite. I always tell her, you're the next Oprah. Great personality. And we traveled to Cuba together. We celebrated her birthday, actually out in front of a bar, Hemingway's bar, all 40 of us. And we were thinking of Mike Derry and how appropriate. But, you know, if you mix Hemingway and drinks, you get a very interesting cocktail. The beauty of this young person is she gives you always a surprise, always a smile, and from a family that top grade. So, you know, whether it's LaCroix, Dialli, or Maple Leaf, we got first class. They are Kenyans, they're great people, and bringing many other Kenyans to our school. So we very much value to have association with the United Nations because we will be in New York City. Mabel will be one of our delegates in late August. And I know Tim will help us and other UN families that have found their way to our Little Red Schoolhouse. Congratulations. Okay, Sophia Ventresca with Dr. Allen, please.
This is your day. Your mother and your father are very proud of you. Your big brother, John, is very proud of you also. In fact, your whole family is proud of you. By the way, a little birdie told me on the way here that you're really going to miss John when he goes away. Those are dead birds. You were a good student when you started this academic year, and you are a better student today. This reminds me of a saying by St. Jerome. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Congratulations.
All right, Elena Vincendon here for Matt Aaron Yurgo.
Congratulations, Matt. You're one of the best students. He got 95 on his final. I'm not supposed to say it, but that's okay. Very proud of your work. He is excellent in math. He can do easily multiplication in his head, two-digit numbers. What is 12 plus 10? What is 12? Good. And he likes puzzles. He likes challenge questions. He's always asking for extra help or extra problems. He signed for next year to compete, right? I'm gonna do it. And every time I come to science lab or to library, I see him playing chess. He is very good at it. And I think you're gonna be our Bobby Fischer. How old are you? 14, so you have 1 year. Bobby Fischer became 15, right? Was 15 when he became famous. I wish you the best in your high school. Move on and be good. Congratulations.
Okay, to the class of 2016, we begin our diploma presentations with Yahya Al-Rubai. Yahya, who's here from your family? Come on over. Just pretend you're in my office.
Always in there.
You're always in there. Wow, you're a celebrity. Come on, Yahya. Is Jamal here? Jamal, wherever you are, my regards. How about Abdul?
Yeah.
How about Yosef?
Yep.
Is Yosef still mad at me?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's possible. Hamza.
He's here.
Okay. Well, the Rubais have been an integral part of many things our school has done. I've had the ability to enjoy his company traveling throughout South Bend, Indiana with Mike Ditka's place, a nice bar in Chicago. Yahya is somebody who makes friends easily, can cut up a rug on a dance floor, knows how to boogie, loves his soccer, loves his rugby. He knows how to mix and match. And he's got a lot of poise when he's in front of people. And that's why he'd like to speak to you now. Sorry, I wouldn't do it to you. I would do it to you, but I can't do it. Anyway. Okay, Yahya, you're on to the next. Going to be a businessman. He works after school, right? Several hours in the grocery stores.
So we commend you, Yahya. We want you to move forward and with dignity and class. Congratulations.
How about Mr. Pico? Pico. Where is that man? Did you fly in from Ethiopia? Where did you come in from? Where did you come in from? Come on, tell them.
Where did I come from?
Where did you fly in from?
Spain.
Spain, yes. Okay, a Spanish native, right?
Yeah, but I'm African, so.
He's African. See, everybody's something. No matter who you are, you're something else.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. Yeah, king at the prom. King at the prom. And extremely well liked. Loves physical education. Does very good work in the class. Please stand up. Please say hello to us. We'd like to see you. Yes. Yes. It's hard to find a better son than Marcos. Congratulations to you. He's returning to Spain to go back to school. Yes? He guessed so. He's very tense right now. He's saying he guesses so, and it's good. But wherever he guesses, he's going to pick in the shell game. He's going to pick the right shell. Best wishes to you. After all that, he may get a diploma. Laura Coronage. Well, if you met the king of the prom, you must say hello to the queen. Ravishing. And her family too, right? They are living in New Rochelle. Her younger brother John is here. Nick is still very attached to the school, goes down to Iona and has done some very significant things academically. Laura's going to be heading to Fordham University with a couple of persuasive letters. Laura's always enjoyed writing, and it's a skill she's developed with the help of various English teachers here. She too has traveled broadly, is intensely involved in the social fabric of the school, is a pretty darn good athlete, and always a pretty good gal to be a part, to be partying with and enjoying life. But we very much value your association with us, and this is one real proud Albanian. Michael Finelli. We have a lot of interest in domes, you know, all right? And it's interesting because the Lifeway domes can move you right to the Vatican, out to South Bend, and everybody knows it's sort of like Notre Dame. And then, you know, if you're going to live life and follow your dream, you got to follow Providence, right? The divine Providence. So Mike is going to be going to another place where the dome is so pronounced. When you drive into Providence, that golden dome just makes you wonder and makes you think and gives you inspiration. Mike is not only a damn good athlete, but he's done remarkable things in school with his average of 90% every year, ever since kindergarten, right? And if you look at the picture on the back there, you can actually see Michael Finelli. You can see Finelli because he has a little halo. Okay? And Mike's SAT scores, 640, 650, 660, pretty damn extraordinary. I think when you go, you take a lot of life out of here. I think when you go, we're going to miss the times and the affairs with your mom and dad and your grandparents would just be here and, you know, applaud like crazy. Mike had no trouble with the college scene. He was already in Iona College as a pre-freshman, and that in itself is an honor. His mom knows that, you know, no Uber can get there when you praise her. We've done enough now, all right? But I'll tell you, Dad is one hell of a guy. And the reason why I cordoned that playground off is because at 5 years old, Dad would be on a playground with his son. At 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't grow up, Mike. Don't grow up. Okay, so you've got everything to reinforce the intrinsic values that your parents breathe. So enjoy it, take it with you, come back often. Mike Finelli. Lorenzo Gazzola.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
Okay, the Gazzolas too are an integral part of the school's social fabric. Dad is, of course, a member of the board. Your mom, she's quite a woman in herself of great esteem. I remember talking to your parents in the summertime many years ago, and I knew from the questions that your dad was a lawyer. They have a way of showing their cards right away. And like, I kept saying, how many more questions? And all the same way, but the question. And I thought I sort of had it made. And I kept looking at your mom, and then later I find out your mother is also an attorney. Both Fordham graduates, so we had a good beginning. A great brain. He's got great linguistic skills. He's good with the pen. He knows what to do. He's poised. He just doesn't speak with his hands. He speaks in words, in print, and he prints stuff that's very powerful and very, very positive. And he's going to NYU. Which, I mean, obviously, now that you know the Gazzolas are somewhere here, you know they're probably the wealthiest family on the lawn. NYU is a serious thing, but I think we have scholarship aid too, and I know that is a fact. So we look forward to what you're going to be writing, what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be thinking. I thank you for the dinners at your house. I thank you for the dinners in Italy. And, you know, if your house is now kind of vacant, right? I think you're losing a guest. How many guests have been in your house since you were at TD? How many? Give me any number you want.
Over 10.
Over 10. And how many countries have you traveled to?
At least 25.
At least 20. I got you beat by a few. I don't know about Derry, but I'm up there myself. Okay, so we have real international flavor. Obviously, Italian's a language, and he's an hasta la pasta guy. You know, so we always want to be on our way. We always want to be in your company. Your brother's here. I know he's flew in from DePaul, I guess. Am I right with that? I just have one question to pose to you. How is it possible in Jane's 3 years that you kept her? You got a lot of good-looking guys here, you know, so you must be really number one. Numero uno. Thank you. Thank you. Marco Mangiero. Mr. Angola, I see you over there. I remember talking to your dad too in the summer and seeing your records presented to me, I think, by Stephen Slayton at the time. And we don't know what we're buying when we deal with someone from, I don't know anybody else in the world from Angola, okay, but I sort of have some connections. But I did sense from your dad that his son is going to not be far from the tree, this acorn who grew up to now be taller than most, right? And as you came into the school, unfamiliar with rules and regulations, we had some bumps. But as time developed, and you kind of moved into what all TD students regularly do, we found a kid that's very, very sensitive, very articulate. There's nobody behind me who doesn't like this guy. You agree? You agree? Yeah, no, your father, you don't. We know so. So if you want to move through life, being liked is kind of your passport. Forget what you get. Forget the papers. You're going to fly high. We know where you're going. We know where you're heading. We're delighted you're a part of us. And I just hope, Marco, that you stay close to our school. Where do you think you're going to enroll in school?
I'm trying to enroll. I have two colleges I'm I have applications on
Okay, all right. In any case, so we hope TD helps you build that London Bridge. Highest commendation to your parents. Your sincerity as a young man touches everybody. Thank you so much, and good to see you. Lou Quinn. Lou Quinn, too, is a little bit of a story, a little bit incomplete, but it will finish off on a high note. Firstly, I'd like to thank your American family, the Bresnas, for being so kind and so generous, and the opportunities that you've been afforded. I tell you, in any American household, we're not able to do what they've done for you. So, as a young person from China who has to reach and has to struggle, this family, I think, took you on a nice ride. I think everybody is always feeling better when they're in your company. You enhance our presence. You enhance the presence of all those who travel with you. And I know you're working real hard now. You're heading to Pace as a businesswoman, and I trust that you're going to find success there. But I know whatever counsel you need, it's close by. The Bresna family. Congratulate Lou Quinn with me, please. Stephanie Rizek. Okay, Stephanie, too, is one of those youngsters, obviously a lifer, who's come to TD from Yonkers for 13 years in a row. And she, too, got down to Iona to take advanced studies and to move her days forward and to brighten up her own future. She'll be heading to UConn and is going to be a pharmacy major. So, for any of those in need of medication, you might find this is a good face, and she even speaks English. I mean, it's okay. So Stephanie is very powerful, no matter what level it is. And she has brightened up her classrooms. You heard how she spoke, and her presence doesn't do anything other than enhances. National Honor Society every single year, 98 average plus. So we're really, really proud. And UConn is getting TD's funds. Her brother is here. Her dad is here. John, her brother is here, and he's at Stony Brook and going to be an engineering major. Highest commendation. You make us all very, very proud. Best wishes. Ashley Scenery. Ashley has the following, huh? I know that prom did something. Thank you, Laura Cornash, for arranging that prom and making it happen. I saw somebody so attractive that I didn't know what we just kind of had to ask questions. And I said, where did you get that beautiful dress? Now, she's in the fashion course. So I'm figuring, well, maybe she got help from somebody, Miss Bessie maybe put some things together. And she said, I made it myself. And I assure you, if you saw it, you'd only think that this gal is on her way to the Palme d'Or, you know, because what she designed was incredibly attractive. But it only matches her own attractiveness as a young person, personality-wise, always engaged, always involved with us, does some great things, can draw and sometimes even make yearbook covers or get involved with soundings with our kind of our artistic flares added to some poetry that students write. We're very proud of you, your family, live in New Rochelle. We know your brother is out at NYU Poly, and we know now you're heading to the Fashion Institute. Yep, you're heading right to Pace now, and we like that. We like that segue. So no one will keep pace with this kind of talent once you engage yourself. Our best to you and to your mom in particular. Thank you. Congratulations. Jessica Silva. Jess, every time I see your mother, she keeps thanking me and mentioning how Mr. Schlick was a valuable person. They served as a viaduct to get you here. We should be thanking you. You know we have talent. We know we have charm. The thing I like most is you never really know when you see her what you're going to see. We have one side gray. I love what you do to your hair, darling. It's good. It's good for me to know. Maybe I could try that one day. You know, if you went to the Arts House, I mean, you've got to do fashion too. I think you're multi-talented and you've got a great ability, and your whole personality gets better every time you get on that stage. And so we hope we can applaud you as you move to bigger venues, more impressive sites. But clearly, no matter where you go, you're going to find people are going to be attracted to what you do, and that's singing brilliantly. I really enjoy that. Who was that guy? Enrique? Is that Iglesias over there? Stand up, Enrique. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. This guy follows. He's always with her, and you know why, right? It's great to see you at the prom. Great, Mom, for you supporting the school, and thank you for the thank you. And I'll try the wine later. Ciao. John Ventresca. Oh boy, John, another lifer. Many years of honor roll status. It could get boring saying all this because there are only more accolades. But it's just not that you distinguish yourself here. You do it nationally, right? When you see your SAT scores and you see your percentiles, a lot of sharp kids seem to come to TD. And thank God these sharp kids find a guy like Johnson who can really spritz up that classroom and make math more fun than it's ever been for any of us, including myself. So when the gentleman mentioned 3, 4, 5, if you have Johnson, things add up. So you apply to Manhattan College, and automatically they suck you in, and he wants to be an engineer. And no matter where you apply for engineering, the competition is intense. But they don't not only just accept him, they want to pay him to go there. So this is talent, you know. His family has done so much for our school. Where you sit, we have to just thank John Ventresca and those who kind of wanted to take something that wasn't so attractive, making it to a field of dreams, and now giving 80% of you the kind of shade that you need. They just didn't grow those trees. I told them to plant the trees, John. So, you know. Anyway, without families like the Ventrescas, TD fails. You know, TD fails. So I see your grandparents are here. John is a Greek kind of guy. He just takes he's Greek 5. I couldn't. Dr. Cannell and they just sit there. I have no idea what they're talking about, but it all goes quite well. So you've got a classical education from TD, and you are a TD classic. Thank you. Is Mr. Oregano here?
Yeah, you mean?
No, actually.
Yeah, you know it?
You know, this guy has so much affection for me. He knows I like Notre Dame and the Golden Dome. Just that, no applause? I know your mom is here. It's not in my sight. Your mom was telling me not that long ago, Noah, about your interest in teaching. And, you know, okay, what am I going to say? But she adds to it that you're a young man with a lot of patience. You've been working voluntarily for a good amount of time, and how much she thought it meant to you. And I remember talking with you myself, you know, trying to guide you a little bit, although I'm not sure I'm capable. And I know it tells me, yeah, he wants to teach. He loves art, and he enjoys music. And so usually when you have art, music in your life, you're dealing with people who are a little bit brighter than most. So Noah's heading in that direction. It's interesting to me that Noah sent me a photo when I was in Hoboken. And in that photo was a father and a son watching 9/11. And his dad, Butch, has his arm around him as he's looking at horror. Looking at horror. And I thought, that's what a parent does. A parent is a shroud. And teachers are shrouds. Your friends behind you are your shrouds. All of us need to know someone cares enough, or cares more. And who cares more than your mother and father? So for me, I hope you look out and see what I'm looking at. I see a Van Gogh painting. Van Gogh, the dreamer. That's what makes you fascinating. One, you're unpredictable. Two, you're kind of like a Benedetti poem. Three, I think you're a Surratt song. I think lastly, you might like Johnny Cash, and I've been everywhere, man. This guy goes to Brooklyn like you come here. If you live around the corner, Brooklyn, he travels, he surfs, he knows it from his dad. And there's a lot of music in life during his time. Petula Clark or somebody else, let's go to Diana Ross. Do you know where you're going? Do you like the things that show it? And from that photo, I gained such respect for your dad and how you meant so much and how he knew you needed this. I really hope, Noah, that your dream is not a Van Gogh going, went, gone. Your dream stays. I think for you, in between what I'm trying to say and what I can't, there's a message that you might figure out now. Between what I'm thinking, but I really am not sure I know. And in between what I know, but I really can't imagine. Somewhere in there is Noah. And somewhere in there is all of us in between. So, Noah, when I reflect back to that picture, it seemed to me to say a lot, because there's so much in between 9/11 and 2016. And the only way I can say, Noah, to you, how I truly felt about it was what a great Father's Day card. Thank you, Noah, for the art you give, the poetry, and the music. Congratulations. Denmark West. Some people are told that from where we are to go west, young learner. This guy went east, right? He got here, and now he's going west, right? West is going west. And I believe, what is the name of your school now in California?
Chapman University.
Ah, there you go. Very proud, very proud. Okay, I still think it might be called Chapman University. In any case, the amount of progress made by Denmark is something everybody has to know. It was nice. I mean, your parents actually moved to New Rochelle to have you in our school. And of course, when you came, your stature was much different. Your presence was different. Your poise was different. Your speech was different. But in your heart, you were the same guy. And just getting to see that at times was the best part of Denmark West. You know, I remember coming into a classroom and Miss Light was someone looking at the school. And I said, I'm going to take a shot and see what this kid says about TD. Because once in a while, Denmark and things can get a little rotten. And he just spouted out the sentences with the kinds of words that make ears grow bigger. And that's what he's done. He's grown much bigger. He got on that basketball court. He know how to work now. Look at this physique. He's a good specimen. Good looking. I say he looks more like LeBron than LeBron. And I think in game 3, he probably played better than LeBron. So I just want to close and say, I know you're an Uber kind of guy. I know you have all kinds of people bringing to school. But I've got a little gift from you. It's a flag of Denmark, and it happens to be a watch. Time dissipates into shining ether the solid angularity of fact. Let the facts be known that this is a success story. Leo Ying, Leo. All right, Leo 2 is a young man from China. He lived in Joe Sada's house. A year or so ago, we lived in my daughter's house, Lauren Susan Telesco Fleming, graduate of '83. I wonder what that guy's doing up there. What do you think that is, Bob?
Next year.
Wait until next year. Nikki. Dan and Mr. Wendell. Yeah, next year. We are not going to talk that long. My daughter, he lived in my daughter's house, and I used to bring him to school once in a while. And I'll tell you, if silence is golden, this kid is way above 24 karat. Okay? But little by little, Leo has learned the language. Imagine the thought of coming into a country where you really can't speak the language. So. And then you meet people like myself, so you know right away the problem could be compounded. But you're on your way, you're doing great things. I know you're going to continue your college education in New Rochelle, and that means you can come by often and be a part of the social fabric, and we'd be very proud to have an alumnus. Leo, best regards to you. All right, Jane, you. I think one of the reasons why I asked your sister to be introduced was I think your sister may follow in your footsteps. I know I met your parents in Busan, South Korea. We had a very, very enjoyable evening together. Jane does brilliantly academically. When you know how you approach science and social studies and it ain't your language, you know that's a problem, right? So it makes it so much more difficult. And then when you see her every day with the smile through the door, you just know she's happy. Whoever she's holding hands with, she's a happy Jane. And you know, too, that with her poise, the way she conducts herself, her manners, and those things add up to such a pretty picture. But more than the picture is the frame that supports it and the head from which it is held. Extremely proud you should be, Jane. I know you passed up many schools to go to Case Western University. Jane is going to be into nursing. imagine this coming into your room, I think you feel better right away, right? I think so. Jane, you've done so many good things academically, and we know you're poised and ready to offer the kinds of help that I know you can give in a very special way. South Korea's best orchid, Jane. Jeffrey Zung. Jeffrey. About once every 10 years, I meet people I get to know and figure out I don't know them. Jeffrey, you are good. You got some chameleon-like qualities, Jeffrey. But the chameleon part is that, you know, when you have people who are not sure if they know an answer, they make sure they think that you think that they don't understand the question. So that's a game. Jeffrey knows the question, and usually knows the answer, but I think he's worried about the next question. So rather than to go through an infinite series of interrogatives, I can tell you this man is solid. This man has the one color everybody here needs more of, gray. And Jeffrey's going to be heading to Pace. He's going, why are you laughing? He's heading to Pace, and he's going to be doing business, and I'm sure you will exist well in an American business world because guess what? Nobody has the answers. So our best wishes to you. Do well. So If we could now, we'd like to move to our lifer presentations, and we'll try to do that expeditiously. John, can you come forward, present 3 alumni medals for 13 years at T to your son, of course, and to Stephanie Rizek, and to Michael Finelli. Bernie Sanders, if he heard Joan Mino's comments made during Joe Mino's retirement party, the entire faculty just pleaded with her to stay on. 50 years of art teacher at TD. She is here now. And our Board of Trustees was pretty gracious with her retirement check. And we know Joan has touched a lot of hearts, all of my children, my grandchildren. So, Joan, did you want to say a few words, perhaps?
I began teaching here some 50 years ago. You get it. Thank you. At that time, the school was just a small Victorian house on Center Avenue in Rochelle. The school soon moved here to this lovely estate on Overlook Circle. Through the years, it's grown into this beautiful campus that you see here now. As the art teacher, my goal was not only to teach general drawing, basic design, but to instill an awareness in my students that art has endless facets. It's not only the magnificent paintings and sculptures you see in our museums, but art is everywhere. It's all around you. I look forward each week to teaching here, always pure joy, my second home. I thank my students, their parents, for giving me such a marvelous experience. It has been an honor and privilege to have been part of Thornton Donovan for these many years. In particular, my thank you to Doug Fleming for making this journey such an incredible ride. Thank you, goodbye, and God bless all of you.
about years of service, we have Mr. Euclid, Newton, Don Johnson is going to come up, and he's going to receive what may turn out to be the first annual Good Earth Award. Ironically, it's done in honor of Retha Petrosino, whose first name, Retha, no one could find another word for in jumble until someone discovered Earth. So we have here Retha, our former English teacher, beloved English teacher, was such a vital part of everything the school was doing for over 20 years. This gentleman's hit a quarter of a century. He's still got fuel in his tank. He's still got steam in his engine. So let's say hello, please, to Don Johnson. Don?
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. I know 25 years is certainly a milestone, but I'm still a short timer here when compared to so many others. I came here between engineering positions, or at least that was my intent, and I thought I'd stay a year, maybe two, but I saw the kind of students that were here, and I saw the kind of faculty, and I saw the kind of glue that held it all together. That's Mr. Fleming. Doug Fleming really is the rock of ages of Thornton Donovan, and it's cleft for me, perhaps in a slightly different key. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. To Don Johnson, a real Harley head, with his head on right, the most competent math teacher, a loyal school friend, devoted family man, and soon to be minister for his church. Thy will be done. All right, Nina, I know you're here. Can you come up, please, sweetie? Thank you. We did try to figure some things out, but thank you so much for making this part of it happen. Nina is, of course, an alumna of the school. She was, for my time, the first graduate to be accepted to Georgetown. But Georgetown, you know, the place that maybe has more money than any college that we know, couldn't find a way to kind of reward a young person who didn't have all the right papers. Nina was from Bulgaria. And it was such an honor to get admitted to Georgetown. So then we just fished around, and we wound up going to Mount St. Vincent College. Nina and I have enjoyed each other's company traveling through Great Britain, through Wales, and local parties, right? At Mr. Petrosino's house in particular. Nina has given her life to causes that go outside of self, attached very much to the United Nations Development Fund, okay, as an alumni, assistant dean at Milano School in New York City for business, and then has spent extensive time doing work with the indigent people in Peru and Ecuador, where our school will nest next year. And of course, what we see up there is a little putz-putz. In her world is another flying object called a drone. And so I almost was tempted in presenting you the award on the phone to say to you, could someone come by and take a picture of an idyllic setting? But if you could, Nina, maybe a few words to the audience. I know they're patient, and I know they want to hear from you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming. Congratulations to all the graduates. It was only 2 decades ago I was sitting right there, much smaller class. Glad to see everybody. And thank you so much for inviting me here. This is a great honor. I really am very touched and pleased and happy to be back here in the school, which was my home after just a month after I arrived from Bulgaria. And I also have my parents to thank for figuring out that education and having their children land in a good place is the most important thing. It wasn't easy. They had just arrived from Bulgaria themselves, but they were very clear that this is the most important thing, and I can't thank them enough for doing that. And then to land here and find this place as home has been incredible. And my work was inspired, and Mr. Fleming has been a great support to me, and I've sort of always wanted to work in the international field at the United Nations. Don't know why, just followed my intuition, which is probably just one advice I'll give to the student. They'll probably know it all already, but great to work for the rights of indigenous peoples, who I believe are the keepers of nature that's surrounding us so beautifully, that makes this school also very special. And thank you very much for the award. Very pleased to be here.
All right, so to Nina Kanchiva, Sapri Aude Alumni Award, Distinguished Service for her work with the UN and helping indigenous enterprises and serving with the Milano School as the best-looking assistant dean and professor of international affairs. Congratulations. That's Bulgaria, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if we can now, we'll move to benediction. Sister Virginia Keating.
So now, graduates, as you leave to go your separate ways, cherish all things that you have learned at Thornton Donovan. Treasure all the friends that you have made. Appreciate all the sacrifices that have been made in your name. We pray that God will take you in his hand and hold you tightly in the years ahead. And as you seek to find your fondest dreams and your path in life, we pray that he will guide you all the way.
We're now going to turn to Peru, and you'll recognize this piece. Very melodious, very harmonious, and it'll be a part of next year, The Flight of the Falcon. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a really good audience, your patience. Sorry for a little sunshine over there, but thank you for all the good wishes.
You're getting